Hey Capricorn, this is my sign. I'm excited for this reading. I'm going to place your person's cards on my left, yours on the right, and neutral cards will go in the center. Let's see, what's the reading? Okay. Options with the Seven of Cups, right? Scorpio energy. Oh, okay, that's on your person's side. Exploring options, we have the Ace of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. We have the Six of Wands, Leo energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with the King of Wands, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with the Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, Gemini energy. Okay, Judgment, Scorpio energy, Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Okay, so okay. I don't know. I feel like there's a separation here for one, because I feel like maybe you've been hard-headed about something, and your person is trying to explore options on how to approach, or maybe how to rekindle, how to get your attention. You might have, I don't know if you blocked this person, but they're having difficulty approaching, and so they're trying to explore options on what is the right way to approach you. Should they send flowers? I feel like they don't want to do anything that's basic, like a text message. So they want to get your attention, but they want to get it in a positive way where you would be more willing to hear them out, because I feel like you've been stubborn about maybe receiving messages from them, or maybe stubborn about responding. Maybe you give one-word answers, or so I feel like they're exploring the options on how they want to approach you using different methods other than like the usual method. So yeah, they want a breakthrough. They want to have a breakthrough in communication with you. So if you and this person have, no communication, no contact lately, that's about to change with this Ace of Swords. They've had an aha moment. Your absence has really affected them. Okay. Yeah, so they want to have this breakthrough. They want to make a change. I feel like, this is a card about victory. They're not going to stop until they win. This is a card about being successful in their efforts to approach you, and their efforts to maybe win you back and rekindle. Could be that they're going to bring you a gift, right? With this wreath here. Could be that they're bringing you a gift. The options that they're exploring could be like, okay, well, how will I give this gift to them? What kind of gift? What would be meaningful? What would express the way I feel, the way that I've missed them, and how can I share that I've had this breakthrough moment and can't live without them, right? So they have a lot they want to say, but they definitely want to rekindle. King of Wands. This is a stubborn person because they think that they have all the answers. They're looking at the big picture, like, I'm not going to entertain this connection unless something changes. Nothing has changed. Well, then, sorry for you, right? But having a strong feeling about something, a strong feeling of reluctance, of being right, just all these feelings. You're feeling very self-assured that like you're right in the situation and they're wrong in the situation, and how they behaved is wrong. And if they really want another chance with you, then they have to admit that, right? And show that things will change. So you need the proof. How you view them, could be because it's a page and a king, right? You view them as the page. Like, maybe they're not as mature as you, emotionally mature, financially mature, or whatever that means to you. You don't see them as mature as you, that they haven't learned their lesson just yet, right? But it's like, okay, I like this energy. It's playful with that fish kind of jumping in the air, ideas. Um, I, I, ideas circulating like, okay, well, if they just do this, then, you know, maybe we could be successful or whatever. But Page of Cups does represent a message, potentially a message of love or a loving message, heartfelt, you know, heartfelt and kind. I feel that that's kind of the way that they want to approach the situation. But there's worry, anxiety here. Maybe there's silent treatment, and maybe you didn't mean for it to go on so long. So you have doubts about whether it's going to come forward at all. Now you're starting to doubt yourself, like, oh man, maybe I was too stubborn. Maybe I don't know it all. Maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe I discouraged them from coming back ever again, right? So I feel like there's a little bit of anxiety with this Nine of Swords. You're having difficulty, like maybe you were too hard on them and they're never coming back. But they're just exploring the options on how to do it. So they are coming back with a kind message. They're just trying to figure out how to do it. So we have Judgment in the challenge position. Yeah, like I said, you think maybe you were too hard on them and that they're never coming back, and so you think that things have ended for good. But what this card reminds us is that even though things fade and things end, this is a card about, same as the Seven of Cups, it's about looking for purpose and recognizing that, you know, and I feel like it's the absence of each other that you know, comes to the surface of what you each mean to each other. The absence of each other reminds you how much you mean to each other, right? And so it's like figuring out what's important to you and then seeking it, right? I think this person is gonna come before you do, come forward before you do. But at this time you think it's over, and you think it's over for good, but it's because they're forming a plan. And maybe you are too, like, if I don't hear from them by this date, then I'm going to seek it out, right? So it could be something like that. You're waiting for some kind of milestone to approach, all right? But understanding with the Queen of Swords that there are things, behaviors, and it's in a mutual space, mutual behaviors that neither of you will tolerate or should tolerate, you know. And if it's you know, I don't think it's disrespect, you know, but I feel like this, I don't know, I don't really want to blame it on one side or the other, because I think that it's in the mutual space. Both of you have changes to make in order for this to be successful. So behaviors need to be identified and then eliminated, right? Sword energy, got to cut that out. So it could represent a harsh communication, you know, hearing the truth or hearing the hard truth. One thing I will say is when you have to deliver a harsh message, try to deliver it with kindness, because it'll be received well. If you deliver it with shaking fingers and pointing fingers and all that stuff, the message isn't received because the other side is receiving it too defensively. So instead of receiving the message, they're trying to defend themselves against it. So be careful, you know, with harsh words is the message here. Because it seems like you want to rekindle this as well. You know, you're having anxious or sleepless nights as well. So it seems like you want to rekindle. But if they were the one who was wrong in the situation, identify it, but don't hold it over their head forever, right? And don't make them feel bad about it. Just get them to agree to make changes going forward and then move on, right? Nobody likes to be told about themselves over and over and over and over again. It's hurtful. All right, let's pull 2 cards and see what other supporting messages are. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. It could be why it's so difficult to let go of each other. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff. It's free for you, but really it means so much to me. If you want a personal reading in between these sessions, because I'm not doing them as frequently as I used to, just use my email in the description box below and I'll provide it for you. We'll talk soon. Bye.